This is Jeff, Community Preppers, watching Ready YouTube. I think we're beginning to see this is summertime where everything is supposed to be thriving. Towards the winter, things slow down and everything pretty much goes into hibernation for the next 3 to 4 months. Right now is supposed to be peak time. Everything should be thriving, moving. Money's supposed to be making, getting made. And I don't see it. I really don't see it. There's a little bit of money out there, but then nothing. As soon as tax time came, everybody was out buying new cars, maybe houses, boats, whatever, you know. But that money has now long since dried up. And things are looking worse. For some of you, you may have a great income, but for the rest of us, we feel the pressure and the squeeze on our homes, on our spending. If we go to the store, we can't fill the cart. We're doing a lot of our own repairs. We're doing to where we used to be able to call out for service because we had the money. But now we do what we can to get by. How long is this going to last? I don't know. I don't see it lasting long because we are coming to an end of this financial collapse where it's finally going to take hold of the economy and bring the whole system down. And maybe some of you people can't see it because maybe you're too interested in your ball games or golf outings or whatever you do that takes your mind off of the reality of things that are going on around you. But I'm telling you, as a prepper, you need to get ready. Big things are coming, and they're coming fast. If seeing countries like Japan and China for the first time building big, huge carriers isn't a sign, or China or Japan building submarines for the first time in history isn't a sign, then I can't wake you up. I can't help you. You're focused on other things when you should be focusing on your family and how you're going to get them through when shit does hit the fan. My friend's house got broken into. They stole computers, guns, stuff like that. And after they broke in and took everything they could, they finally went out and bought security cameras and security for their home. Now, as a prepper, that shit would already been in place as it is here at my home. That way it would deter them from breaking in my house. And I told him, I said, ain't that funny? You waited until you got broken into to get security. Huh. So, do you wait until a catastrophe happens to your town, to your neighborhood block, before you put your plans into action of surviving that threat? Let's think of this for a minute. If you think your life is so important that you'll be taken care of by your government because your name is at the top of the list, because you live in the biggest house on the street, because you drive the newest fashion in cars, that the government is going to pick you out and take care of you first out of the hundreds of thousands of people that live in your town, your neighborhood, whatever. When there is a power outage, how long do you go without power if you're so freaking important? 3 days? 2 days? A week? Week and a half? That's how slow things move in reality. I'm just trying to get some common sense out there to you. Some smarts. But if you're prepping, you got a generator, solar panels, whatever, that's not going to bother you, is it? So there's some things that you could put in place so when shit does hit the fan, you're ready. You're a prepper. You're ready. How fast do you think things are going to move with law enforcement, fire departments, and things like that? With all the things that, if it would just happen instantaneously, neighborhoods be without power, a terrorist attack, a bombing, any of that, a flood, any of that would happen. How long do you think you could survive with what you got right now? Probably not that long. That gives you the opportunity to begin prepping. You and your will of trying to blend in to your neighborhood so you can be thought of as some macho guy in your neighborhood because you have the latest vehicle and the biggest house is not going to save your ass when shit hits the fan. I promise you. Promise you. But if you got food, clothing, water, means of self-defense, you're going to survive. That's where it's really going to count, is it? When you pay your vehicle off and you have $500 to $600 a month, more or less, whatever, you could keep that same vehicle and run it till the freaking things don't falls apart. You know, you can spend, if it breaks down, you can spend one of the month's payments on getting it repaired, right? But most of you will go right out as soon as it's paid off and get you the next newest thing so that you create an impression on your neighbors. Just like when you was in high school, you had to have the Nikes and stuff like this and the nicest clothes. Now, when you got out of school, did it mean that much? No. You can still look good for cheap, right? You don't go to Sears and the high-end shoe outlet. You can go to Walmart, right? The art of survival. Prepping. Now, if you do want to buy a house and you do want to buy a brand new vehicle, the best time to buy is when shit hits the fan. Why? Why do I say that? Because when shit hits the fan, Everything's going to be 50 to 80% cheaper. Huh? Then the old saying says, save it for a rainy day. That's what you do right there, right then. But for now, I would like for you to think of your family. Think of your children, nieces, uncles, aunts, friends. I want to see people talking more about prepping and survival and doing things in survival mode. Because when the fire truck does not come to your end of the road because they're 2 cities over taking care of somebody else, you can be prepped and ready for that. It's not going to matter, like I said, if you have the biggest house, the nicest car, or your last name is this or that. You're not that fucking important. I'll tell you that now. And I don't give a crap if it upsets you. You need to understand it's reality. When crap hits the fan, whether we go into a world war or a revolutionary war, if you think that can't happen, you need to be watching California. It's unraveling. It's broke. There's 4 or 5 states right now that are broke, that cannot produce enough money to pay its bills. They're taking in more money than they are producing. They're going to start falling like dominoes. The financial infrastructure is in peril. If one section of the body hurts, the whole system shuts down. Does it not? If you break your arm, you don't go out and plow fields, do you? If you break your leg, you're done. That's what I'm saying. One section of the body of the United States gets infected or hurt, it affects the whole rest of the body of the country. Does it not? The same way, if something's happening in China, trade, whatever it may be, it affects us here at home. Because our economies are intertwined. If we make out, rest of the country and the countries in the world make out. China makes out, then the rest of the basket gets spread out, and everybody gets a piece of that pie. The same way when the whole body of the world gets hurt, they got to share in the pain. Food for thought, though. You need to pay attention. Things are happening at a very fast pace. And as soon as the end of the year is near, October is the way I'm hearing it, and the debt ceiling is reached, and they go to try to raise the debt ceiling, it's not going to happen because we can't pay back our financial debts that we owe now. Imagine watching a gangster movie when you used to see the one guy that owed this mob of gangsters money and they didn't pay. What did they do? They came in and they broke a leg, they broke an arm, or they beat you up real bad, right? But when we owe $500 billion dollars a year to people that have let us borrow money to keep us running, and we can't pay them back, what do you think is going to happen there? Huh? You think they're just going to smile and shake our hands and say, let's do business a few months from now? I don't think so. I think whatever country that we owe billions of dollars to will be knocking at our door saying, you owe me X amount of money. And we tell them, well, we're not going to pay you. What do you think's going to happen? I think bad things are going to happen. And it's not going to take a long time for it to take place. So all I'm telling you all to do is get ready. Get prepping. Because everything's coming to a head. And it's time to pay the piper. It ain't my fault. It's probably not your fault. It's that we allowed the government to run everything. And we shouldn't have. We the people know better how to run our homes and households than what the government says they know how to run better our homes and households, health care, this and that and the other. Do we not? If you were a government official and you had 6 mansions spread across the U.S. or maybe in another country, because you had a bunch of pawns doing all your work for you, and you're just raking it in, you're just a number. They're the ones that are making out because we gave them that power when we shouldn't have. I don't know where it went wrong. I don't know how everything started to go wrong. But we're here. And we're left to deal with it. The government aren't the ones that's going to say they'll take on the suffering and the pain that comes from it. They will pass the buck on to you. The American citizen, the American patriot, the American veteran, the American worker. And I pray you got enough stuff stocked up that you can survive when shit hits the fan. Granted, you're not going to sit there and buy a gun after you just watch. You don't buy a gun after you just watched your neighbor's house get broken into, because your house is probably going to be next. You don't go buy groceries at the store after you see someone's ribs showing, do you? Then decide, well, I better go get groceries. I don't want to be that cat. I want to take care of my family. Take care of your family. That's what prepping is. Taking care of you and your family alone. I hope you're doing it. Anyway, this is Jeff. Watching Ready on YouTube and Community Preppers on Facebook. Come join us. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Please comment. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.